Welcome to the Mobile County Public Schools Athletic Show. My name is Brad Lowell, Athletic Director for the Mobile County Public Schools. We're here with LeFlore High School today and Coach Walton, girls basketball coach. Coach, thanks for being on.
Well, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. I know it's a busy time of year, and I know you got a million things going on and getting ready for, especially with the area play and area tournaments coming up. Coach, tell us a little bit about this year and you know how the year started for you and where you are at this point.
Well, first of all, compared from last year, we're in a great position this year. As last year, we were kind of shorthanded, and the kids have come around now. So we are 21-6 right now. Got a chance to clinch the area tournament tomorrow if we defeat Faith Academy. So the season been going on great.
Well, that's awesome because I know you're in a very tough area.
Yes.
And you know, playing in the area that you guys play in. And I knew last year you had a young team last year, so those girls being able to get some experience last year seems like it's paid off for
Yes,
this year.
it has paid off.
And you and I were talking, and first of all, I want to congratulate you on your Hall of Fame induction in the Bishop
thank you,
State. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, I know it's well-deserved, and I know you don't like maybe talking a whole lot about your accolades, but that's something to be proud of.
Well, first of all, thank God for that. I always, thank God for the accolades, but I'm that type of person, if you're doing good work, somebody's going to recognize it. But being recognized in the Hall of Fame, that means I've done something right. Touched so many kids' lives, and by the way, some of the kids that I taught and coached was on that state championship team at Bishop State Community College.
Okay.
So it was a well-deserved honor, but I thank God for it.
Well, and it was well-deserved, and I know the time that you put in, the work that you put in order to build your programs and try to sustain programs, which is very difficult to do.
It is.
You and I were talking about kids these days and growing up and playing basketball and going through middle school and coming to you. You know, a lot of times you don't know a lot of the kids that you're getting that's coming into your program. So there's many times where a lot of schools that have, kids that they're able to develop starting in 6th and 7th grade,
right.
But you're not getting those girls till 9th grade. You know, how hard is that for you to try to catch up with the other places?
Very difficult, especially in my feeder school. We don't have that many feeder schools. Like a kid come to me, you have to develop. She hadn't really developed coming from the middle school. Like I told you, it takes almost 2 or 3 years to develop. That's continuous throughout the season and off season.
And when you mean by 2 to 3 years, that's just the basic knowledge of basketball.
Best knowledge of basketball.
That's right. And you and I were talking earlier, we were talking about the game itself, and a lot of people or a lot of coaches make it too technical, or it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't. Basketball is a simple game.
Yeah. And your philosophy, which has obviously been very successful, tell me what your key philosophy that you teach your girls, because obviously it's worked for you and LeFlore.
Well, I'm summing up in one word: fundamentals. If you know the fundamentals of basketball, fundamentals of anything, just like in the classroom, a math problem, you get the fundamental basis of that, math will be easy to you. But you got to be consistent in doing it, though. So one word I can sum up, say fundamentals, and that been basically what I have been doing, especially off season.
Well, from an old coach standpoint, I think, that's going to factor into every sport. If you don't have that strong fundamental foundation, it's hard to put in a play, because if you struggle with, knowing how to dribble with both hands,
right,
knowing what to look for, the actual knowledge of basketball, then teaching plays they don't understand, do they?
At all. They wouldn't understand that at all.
Well, going into this area tournament, and like you said, you put yourself in a position to possibly clinch and host. Going in, what's it like once the girls, I guess, get to that point in the area tournament? Because I know y'all play a lot of basketball prior to that,
yes,
and other tournaments to get prepared. What's it like to get to the area tournament and then move from that point?
Well, the goal is on our board always win the area tournament. Then move to a sub-region, then we in region, and hopefully win a state championship. That's our goal every year. Despite what team I have, that goal stays on that board. But going into the area tournament now, our kid had got a sense of now, because we had a tough schedule.
That's right.
Put them out there. Went to Birmingham, played in a big time tournament up there. So the kids getting together now, seeing what accomplished that they can if they play as a team. But getting this area, we played each other, we know each other. So to me, it's a team that shows up to play mentally.
And I like too that you mentioned about playing a tough schedule. A lot of coaches like to schedule those easy wins and go into an undefeated season and think, okay, we're undefeated, we're ready to go. But a lot of times, that's not necessarily the best case scenario.
No, it's not. Teams I didn't have a great team. I never run away from nobody.
Yeah.
At the time when they find my phone number, everybody calling me then. They want to play.
Yeah.
But no, that's each coach different. You want to be a 20 years season, that's fine. But
yeah,
because you get around there every time, the first game you may get knocked out just like that.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, playing that tough early schedule, especially prior to area play, gets your kids ready, because really that's all that matters.
That's all.
It's what type of basketball you're playing at the end, right?
That's the way you in.
Yeah. And as far as like girls, how many girls do you like to keep on the team? Because I know depth is so important.
I like to have 15 if possible.
But that's if you can get 15?
If you can get 15. Excuse me. JV program is down.
Yeah.
I can't get 6 girls to fill up a JV team.
Right.
And I just don't like to put a kid on a team, just say I got numbers, because I want to use that kid.
Right.
So I have 4 freshmen now, half and half, but they got potential.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have 12 to 15 if possible. But the previous year, Lord, I think I had was 12.
Yeah. Well, this year, looking at the area and the state in itself, who are the teams that LeFlore is going to kind of have to go through in order to reach the goals that you guys want to reach?
I say Central Tuscaloosa. If he blessed to go to the region, they've done a good job. Charles Henderson, Jackson High School. I'm not going to overlook them. We played them twice, beat them twice, but they, like I say, any given night, if you're not playing, they can get you.
Yeah. Well, Coach, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction in Bishop State, that first foremost, and I know it's that was a well-deserved award, and I appreciate what you do for LeFlore, but also our county for basketball, and for the girls here, because I know how hard and what it means to you that you work for those girls. Thanks for being on. I hope you get that win so y'all can host the area tournament, and look forward to seeing you play here in the postseason.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll be back after the break.
All right.
Thank you.
It's a fact. Bullying happens. Bullying can lead to serious physical and emotional pain. But there are some things you can do to prevent or stop it. Stand up for the person who's being bullied. Let the bully know that it's not cool to pick on others. Take action by reporting the bully to a teacher or principal. In the end, when you help someone who's being bullied, you are also helping yourself.
I believe my child's school is probably one of the best ones I could have picked in Mobile. She's in the PACE program. The teachers are phenomenal. The principal, couldn't ask for a better principal. The research that I had done myself, I believe the quality of education in Mobile County public school system is excellent. For me and my child, I'm going to stick with the public school system. I think it's the way to go.
All right, welcome back to our show. We're here with Coach Raymond, the head football coach, athletic director for LeFlore High School. Thanks for being on, Coach.
Glad to be here. Excited about, I guess, just meeting with you and having this conversation.
Well, I appreciate it, and I know you guys are busy, and it's a busy time of year. And just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about you being here at LeFlore, your second stint here, taking over the football program and trying to build your football program, back to LeFlore in the past. And I know, teams that you had prior to your first stint here, you had teams that made it to the playoffs, and I know you want to get to that point. Tell us a little bit about, that your first stint here coming back, and then this year and kind of the direction that you feel like that you guys are going in.
I'm just excited about, I guess, the second stint of being here. I think that the numbers, when I was here the first time, the numbers was a lot larger than what we had now. I think back then I averaged between 55 and 65 players. I think this past season we finished with 40 kids. So, it's amazing at the difference in 7 years.
Right.
But we're excited about what the future holds here for us. We started our one workouts 2 weeks ago, so got about 15, 20 kids working out every day. The number's not where I want it to be, but that we've started, we're in basketball season, we've started baseball season, the kids are track, so kids are kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get a lot stronger, a lot more discipline, from now into till we start spring ball.
Yeah, and you mentioned about just a busy time of year, especially with kids playing multiple sports, which is a good thing. They're staying busy.
Yes.
But I also know, there's nothing like getting in a strong strength and conditioning program, which I know you really want to get going here at LeFlore.
Yes, we're just gonna try and implement some different programs between now and, like I said, August. I'm excited about what the summer's gonna hold for us. We're gonna try and do a lot of competitions this summer. So I think the future's bright, but we're gonna have to work for it with the new realignment. The region is a lot tougher, but I think we have the skill guys to compete. We're just trying to get some big bodies in here.
Yeah, and I know you and I were talking previously, and I know you had a lot of kids gain a lot of experience this year, and nothing can beat, of course, game experience. So tell us a little bit about this season, and then let's talk a little bit about how the region has changed up a little bit.
Yeah. The season didn't go as well as we thought it should, but like I said, we depth-wise, I'm excited about it because defensively we started 5 ninth graders. Ninth graders,
Yeah.
about 2 or 3 sophomores. So the depth is there. Offensively, I think we only lose probably 2 seniors. We only had 12 on the whole team. So. And we're talking about 7 kids who was first-year seniors out of the band. So it was a young team. We played a lot of young kids, and they gave me everything they had,
Sure.
So I'm excited about it. And I think, like I said, there's no great experience than actually playing. So they was thrown in the fire. And it's a great thing because, like I said, when you're coming up next season, we got St. Paul, we got UMS Wright, we got Faith Academy. So, we're gonna play Wisdom again. We got Theodore. So the schedule is gonna be tough, but I'm excited about what the future holds for us.
Yeah, and I knew going in, from last season, the 5A schedule, you guys stay 5A, but 5A completely changed in this area with UMS bumping up into your region, St. Paul's dropping back down from 6A to 5A. And like you said, Faith Academy kind of came out of nowhere, had a really good football team this year. So it's not an easy region, definitely, coming in.
It's not. I think, all the coaches at those prospective programs do an outstanding job, and when you're talking about programs like UMS Wright, St. Paul's, those are the type of programs you want to model your programs after. So those two teams right there, Faith Academy as well is the aiming point for us here at LeFlore, you know, and I think our guys believe that we can compete with those programs. I think Coach Nelson at Satsuma is doing an outstanding job. So it's not going to be easy. Like tell the guys, nobody's going to give us nothing. We've got to go out there and take it for ourselves.
That's right. And I like how you put it like that. You know, and you're not going to be handed anything. You got to go out and work for everything
That's
that
right.
you want. Tell us a little bit about competition, summer competition. You know, what are things that you can do with your kids throughout the summer to compete?
Well, the great thing about summer compared to the way it used to be, like soon school's out, you know, you can get with your kids. You can't use, as we say, sleds and stuff like that, but you can use bags. You know, you can go from one school to the next school and compete, you know, once that competition period starts. You know, I think the June is strictly broke off for what we call basketball season, and I think that latter part of June, you know, you can start football. But the thing about it, you can compete against yourself. You know, you could get in the weight room, conditioning. So, and you know, take the kids to different colleges and see different programs and how it's supposed to be done. You know, and I think that's part of the big picture here at LeFlore. We want to get our kids out there and get exposure and let colleges know that we can play football here at LeFlore, and we also have some outstanding football players.
I think that's great, especially you mentioned about taking the kids maybe to different college campuses, because some of them probably have never even been on a college campus, have they?
I don't think so. I don't think so right now. You know, we have a receiver, DeAndre Petway. He's a legit 6'4", 6'5" kid, outstanding basketball player as well, and he's on the radar of a lot of coaches in the Southeast. You know, we're talking about SEC, SWAC schools, you know, a lot of schools like what they see, you know. So, like I said, you know, it only takes one kid to bring the coaches in, and they see everybody else. So we're excited about his future, you know, because like I said, if he's on the map, coaches are going to come and see him, and they'll get also a good idea to see a lot of more players.
And what are y'all spring training? Y'all gonna have a spring training this spring?
Yeah, we'll start spring practice May 4th, and we wrap up with a spring game against Blunt. You know, that's a great competition for us. And like I said, Coach Holly at Blunt has been doing an outstanding job probably the last 5 to 7, 8 years. I'm not sure how long he's been there, but those kids, he's doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm. Coach, I appreciate you being on and appreciate what you do for LeFlore and the kids here, and wish you nothing but the best here in the near future.
Thank you. Excited for being on the program.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be back after the break.
I'm Ashley Rich, Mobile County District Attorney. The failure to obey school bus safety laws will cost you. It can cost you up to a $3,000 fine and the loss of your driving privileges.
But more than that, it could cost the life of a child. That's why the Mobile County Public School System is urging you to stop and obey all bus traffic laws. Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Director of Transportation for the Mobile County Public School System. We're asking you to obey all bus safety laws. It could save a life. Remember, stop ahead when you see red. Our future depends on it.
The Mobile County Public Schools Signature Academies program offers a variety of specialized curriculum for highly interested and motivated students. These academies provide students with choices ranging from aviation to healthcare, advanced information technology to international studies, from engineering to coastal studies. These high-quality, hands-on programs prepare students for careers readily available in Mobile County. Signature Academies program.
All right, welcome back to our show. We're here with Coach Pope, head boys basketball coach at LeFlore. Coach, thanks for being on.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here this morning. And
Thank you so much.
And you know, I know you're a long-time basketball coach in our county and throughout the state. And I know you've had really good teams in the past here at LeFlore. Tell us a little bit about this year and kind of what's going on leading up to the area tournament that'll be coming up soon.
Yeah, this year has been a year for us. I don't think it has been a typical LeFlore year as far as with the numbers. We started off kind of slow for the most part. Really started off with a lot of injuries. We lost our best player, our leading scorer from last year, Tyler Lane, with a meniscus tear. And leading up to like the third game of the season, we lost our best rebounder and basically our best post guy, Tyson Whitehorn. And so we were down 2 kids,
right.
2 leaders, 2 seniors from years past that played a lot and had a lot of experience. And so we had to throw some kids in that really hadn't played, and it was their first time really playing. And so we lost a lot of games. We took a lot of bumps early, but it helped us. You know, the schedule that we played, it really helped us. And I'm just, I'm excited about where we are, and I think the kids are really gelling at the right time.
Well, and I know you don't shy away from competition. Y'all played some really tough teams. I know y'all play teams from even out of state. And, was talking to Coach Walton earlier, and I know he feels the same way about really trying to rack up competition early on. And you're a same believer in that. How does that help your team leading into the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it helps them in so many different ways. One, it builds camaraderie with the kids because it gives them an opportunity to go out and just to spend time with someone that you wouldn't naturally spend time with on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you're gone maybe 3 or 4 days. For us, it was like a week. And so you had a chance to really kind of be out of your element, learn how to function with, someone you may not function with on a day-to-day basis in a living situation. And so, there were some tough times. And normally what we try to do is put kids together that may not know each other.
Right.
And so that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, it just helps, again, build, it helps build your team because you get a chance to play different teams and the situations are different. And so you learn how to bounce back and battle from every situation. I know when we went down to Coral Springs, we lost 2 games, but every game we lost, we had an opportunity to win in the fourth quarter. 1 minute to go, 2 minutes to go, we up 4, we up 5, and somehow we find a way, to give it away. And so, those games really kind of helped us with the game with St. Paul and other games. And so I think kids are just really learning how to win.
Well, I think you brought up a good point, and I was going to say, playing that kind of competition early on, I think brings out a couple things. One, the valuable experience of playing high quality opponents, but also playing through adversity.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't played through adversity by the time you get to the area tournaments, and then of course, if you have a chance after that point, sometimes kids don't know how to act when their back's against the wall.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Well, you've had some kids that had to grow up fast by putting them in there that you didn't think you'd have to play early on. But that had to be valuable experience, like you said, because you want to be playing your best basketball now, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, we have a kid, Makai Hesley. I think he played a little bit at Viger last year, but this is his first real year playing a full season. And, we were thankful to get him in. DeAndre Petway started off with us last year, and then towards the middle of the season, right at the beginning of area play, he just decided not to finish. And so he's really, he's doing a great job this year, really helping us with leadership. Jalen Murray is doing a great job of helping us with leadership. He's had an opportunity to really be pushed out front. And so not only that, the only senior that we've had on the team, Madison Reed, you know, he's really done a really good job. So I'm excited for them. Just hoping and praying kids will continue to work hard and keep working and
Right.
you know, just focus on the game that's in front of us. And that's it.
Where's likely y'all's area tournament going to be hosted?
Well, I
Or
mean,
still kind of up for grabs?
yeah, it's up for grabs, but the Lord's willing, if we win tomorrow night against Faith Academy, we'll have a chance to host it here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks a lot of volumes on how much your kids have had to battle to get to this point.
Yeah.
Based on the adversity that they had to go through right off the bat
Yeah.
with all the injuries and,
Yeah.
and all that. I know you're in a very tough area.
Yeah, yeah.
And with Faith Academy and Viger this year. And,
Yeah.
and so
St. Paul's.
St. Paul's.
Yes, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that area. It's going to change up a little bit next
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I know we kind of don't quite know yet, but will. But, you know, I know getting an opportunity to host the area tournament is a big deal. But, you know, tell us a little bit about who is actually in the area that you're going to have to get by.
Yeah. I mean, I think this area really kind of reminds me of being in 6A some years ago, and we called it the SEC basketball. And this area is similar to that because St. Paul is really playing well. You know, the coaches there, they do a really good job. Coach Applin at Faith Academy does a really good job. You know, Viger is young. They lost a lot of kids with football, with injury. And so they're just like us. And Satsuma, you know, one of the toughest games, one of the toughest games that we had next to St. Paul. The 4 overtime was Satsuma, our first area game. Never had really been in an environment in Satsuma like that in a long time. Kids were there. They were excited, the crowd, they had just all the fanfare going on. And so it was definitely big.
Great
And
environment,
and I'm really excited about, you know, what the future holds for this area and region.
You mentioned, was that your first 4 overtime game?
Yeah, it was my first 4 overtime game. Yeah, I think for real, once the game ended, we probably should have went to Waffle House and got something to eat.
I know.
It was late.
I know that was. I wasn't at the game. I was following the game as it was going on.
Yeah.
You don't see many 4 overtime games.
Yeah, that's true.
But I tell you that the perseverance of your kids to finish it out had to be pretty special.
Yeah, it was.
Against a good team.
Yeah, it was. And I think both teams really played well. You know, they laid it out on the line, and it was just unfortunate, you know, somebody had to win. So we were just thankful.
That's right.
Yeah, we were thankful for it.
Well, Coach, thanks for being on. I
Thank you.
appreciate you being here, and good luck.
All right.
Hopefully you'll be able to host. If not, I know you're still going to be going in and competing and try to win that area championship. All right, well, good luck to you, and that'll conclude our show for today.